Well, hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic from the Lunar Café, bringing you hidden gems before they pump and simplifying the language of crypto for those new to the space. And today I've been playing with prompts on AI to find undervalued crypto gems. And after much tweaking, we've come up with this little gem in the background here. Now, is it a gem? Well, let's find out. Join me on a little journey. But before we do that, you know the score. This is definitely not investment advice. I'm not paid by Centrifuge to do this video, and I'm not invested in it. I have no skin in this game. This is simply edutainment just to show you how to go looking for these coins and what to start looking for to start doing basic level research. So with that in mind, join me on a little journey. So I did loads of prompts and we came up with 3 undervalued DeFi cryptocurrencies. So we're only going to talk about one of them, and that's Centrifuge. So what Centrifuge does, it's about real world assets. And what this does is enable you to bring real world assets on chain. So imagine you've got a house or a car or intellectual property and you want to borrow against it or find if you can borrow against it. That's what real world assets, and this is what it's doing in the world of crypto. So with that in mind, you can read through all of this. I'm not going to read you everything. Evidence of undervaluation. Look, we've got all sorts here. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot going on, my friends. There's a lot of sentiment. But I'm going to explain stuff as we go along. So read that should you wish to do. So we've got a lot to get through. I've done the simple version. Look, please simplify it for a child. So let's keep it simple. Centrifuge is a special kind of crypto project that helps bring things from the real world, like houses, invoices, or even music royalties, onto the blockchain, a digital world where people can buy, sell, and invest in them easily. Think of like turning your toy cars or baseball cards into digital cards so that anyone in the world can collect, trade, or even borrow money using them. So this has practical application, and real world assets in crypto is an area that is growing exponentially at the moment, as we will demonstrate throughout this video. Stay till the end and you will find out why the real world asset space is growing, especially this project here. So what does Centrifuge do? It lets businesses turn real world assets like money people owe them or property into digital tokens. These tokens can then be used to get loans from people all over the world using cryptocurrencies. So without having to go to a normal bank. Now, there's a big thing here. The banks will not want you to know about this. They don't like this because suddenly all of those forms you have to fill in to borrow money. Crypto's looking to make that a lot simpler. And this is why companies like Centrifuge, they're solving problems that people are growingly having with banks and red tape of freeing up cash from assets, which is effectively what they do. Now you can read through these should you wish to. It works with other big projects. It's transparent and safe. Anyone can use it. It brings real world things into crypto. How strong are the team and fundamentals? So there's an experienced and trusted. So Centrifuge has big partnerships with trusted by well-known finance projects. It's got good fundamentals, has its own coin. It is compliance focused, so it works with legal rules like know your customer to say safe and trusted. Growing businesses can use it to get loans. So what is the sentiment and traction? It's got positive partnerships. It's got growing use with over 200 million worth of assets. It's got steady returns and it's got optimism for the future. So here we go in simple terms. Centrifuge is like a magical bridge that lets real things like buildings or art join the internet of money, making it easier and safer for everyone, small businesses and investors to work together and grow their money. Let's go to this page, my friends. Let's go and have a look. First thing we see, we're well out of the degen zone. So this is a more established project with a market cap of almost 200 million and a fully diluted market cap of 231 million, which tells us that most of the tokens are circulating, which is good. But the thing that's even better is this figure here, the market cap to total value locked. Now, the smaller this number, the better it is. What this means is the market cap by the total value locked, which means that there's considerably more total value locked in this project than the market cap there is, which tells us that there's a lot of value in this project sitting there. That's a very good thing to kick things off. It's on a reasonable amount of exchanges, but what's exciting here is that this project, if it continues to grow, it's a prime candidate for a Coinbase or a Binance listing, which could skyrocket the price. So these are positive things. Look, token unlocks. Now we've seen that most of the tokens are on the market. We see that the vesting, the really steep vesting schedule is virtually done. We're on a much smoother transition here. So that's for August. So what we're seeing here now, that says 54%, but we can go to the end of the year and that's still on hardly 55%. Look, so it's a very smooth, there's very little dumpage coming. This is very, very good, all of this. We know what it is. We've done that. We've been through that. So let's go to Crypto Rank. Now, here's the next thing I like about this. This is an established project with a lot of total value locked, as we'll find later. Now, this says 99% of the total supply is out. Even better. There's an unlock, but it'll only be tiny. But this is the figure that we like the most, the ICO ROI. The early stage investors here, look, that got in 2021, have been sitting there waiting for the results of all their gains to come in, are sitting on a loss even now. Even though this has got all this total value locked in the protocol, they're sitting on a loss. So you can get in now at less money than they actually paid the early investors who've been sitting on this for years. So this is all stacking up nicely here. This is their website. It doesn't look very fancy, but it doesn't need to be. This is where it all happens. You can see assets financed. Now, this is interesting. It shows you real traction, open for investments. So this is where it's all happening. It's a fairly boring website, but when you're having this much value locked, you can afford to be. So let's go to the X account. We see a healthy 84,000 followers. We see a pinned message from 3 days ago. We see activity on the pinned message. What we're seeing 21 hours ago, activity. This is an active social media account. Now, this is exciting times. It's all stacking up. Tick, 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 tick. Lots of ticks. We go to DApp Radar and we click on Centrifuge. And what does this tell us? Well, it tells us that over the last 30 days, there's been a 49% increase, 18% over the last 7 days, and 15% over the last 24 hours. It tells us that this project is growing. But people are using it. More people are getting involved. So there you have it. Now, here's the next thing. We look at the liquidity for Centrifuge. Now, bear in mind, it's a tiny, it's under 200 million market cap coin, and we're seeing all of this liquidity, 130 million. That's almost here with this liquidity. The 142 million, it's not far off. It's about 75% of the market cap. This is incredible liquidity. It's a great sign. And finally, look at this token here with the total value locked. And what we see is if you're here on the 15th of March, you're looking at 61,000 invested in this. And it's tiny, little, off the radar. And now look what's happening. Look at all this value locked. Look how it is just shot up, my friends, to 1.14 billion. Now, this is why this number was so low that I pointed out. This number, 0.16. Now, the further below 1 that is, the better it effectively is. So there you go, my friends. It was a very neutral review. And in fact, after doing this review, I may have to circle back and take a look at Centrifuge, because this really does look like an excellent opportunity and a great time to invest. And of course, it's all about timing. By the time when this starts shooting up, that's when usually channels will start talking about it. I like to find these before they pump. And this is the opportunity that it is to follow a channel like this. Because this looks like a very solid project solving a real problem in the world of freeing up cash. The banks will not like this project. They'll probably tell you it's a scam and to stay away and block you from investing in it because it's unsafe. But that's just the way that they roll, my lunatic friend. And if you've enjoyed this little review and you want more of these little insights of catching these projects before they pump, from a lunatic in a Lunar Cafe, then do like and subscribe to the channel. If you're looking for another little degen gem, then you might just find it just there. Either way, have fun, be safe, and make money with crypto.